Today I took 3 trades, 2 losers and 1 break-even. And these two were the same setup and both actually worked out, but took a loss on both of them. And then this is, I don't know, still in the making. It's kind of chopping around, but I got tired of it and got out of it. So going into today, we had lower pivots, so bearish pivots, overlapping bearish because of the sell-off yesterday. But today's open was above value area high. So it was above value, but inside range. And my main plan today was to long this value area high area, which also supported in the pre-market. And then I wanted to, if it gets up here before it gets to value area high, I wanted to short the supply. So short supply or long value area high. That was pretty much my plan for today. And it came down almost into value high. It was about a point away. So I decided that it was decent enough. 1 point away. 71.39 was value area high. Came into 71.40. And then it formed a nice little B shape here. So here, POC at the lows here, B shape. And I kind of like that. But I need a little bit more than that, right? So I'm looking at RSI. There's not much there. I mean, there is a hidden divergence here where it bounced off a value area high pre-market, but nothing after that. And then what I noticed here was that after the B shape, buying imbalances started coming in, and then it started making its way back up. And I really liked the buying imbalances. So I think, yeah, right here, buying imbalances. Boom, a little pop there. And so I liked that. I liked the B shape. I did not like how it was forming a CVD hidden divergence here, bearish. But because it was at my level, I kind of ignored that. Not much on the 2-minute except for this little bulge there. So I'm kind of waiting for a retest of this 43 level, where these buying imbalances came in and where the B-shape upper ledge was. But it didn't really come back to that. It came back to this bulge here at around 45. So I saw that hold and I went in long. It was just one contract because, again, I wasn't too sure about this. The confirmations weren't the best. So if it did break the lows and come into value area high at 71.39, I wanted to be able to try it again. So enter with one contract. And it was right after, right here. It was forming a delta divergence on the 2-minute. And then also, 2-minute. Delta divergence on the 2-minute. So it didn't end up as a 2-minute, but 2-minute delta divergence, but it it went up a little bit, and then it hit this kind of swing high over here, and then rejected hard, formed a delta divergence bearish on the 2-minute and 20 range chart, and then it also formed a, I think, 1-minute high volume basing here. So it formed there and then started coming back down. I was hoping that it would hold, but it didn't and started coming down. And my stop is still at the lows here, but sells off, huge delta divergence on 20 range, and then it never actually hits my stop here. So my stop is at 40.5, and it comes pretty close to it, but it never hits 40.5. But I guess on MES it did, because I got stopped out. Yeah, I guess there was a little difference there between ES and MES. And I get stopped out right there. Even though ES never hit 40.5 here. Yeah, so I get stopped out of that. And then I see that it never hit my stop, and then it starts rallying. And I'm like, WTF? And I even think about just getting in right here just to get an entry similar to my original entry. But I didn't. And I just watched it go back up. And then, so I'm looking for more entries, right? So I'm trying to see if I can get any sort of confirmation where I could have another entry. And I finally do get this little pullback here that formed a delta divergence on the 2 minute. And I was forming one on the 20 range chart also. So I entered here with one contract and put my stop under this little B-shaped retest here, where it rallied, came back, held, and then rallied. So I put it at 43 and a quarter. And yeah, so this original trade never stopped me out, but I guess it stopped me out on MES. And then here, this was my second trade. I had my stop at 43 and a quarter, but as it broke above the swing highs, there was good buying coming in. I liked all this stuff. It broke above the swing highs, and then it broke above pre-market high here. But then it starts rejecting at pre-market high, which is 57. Starts rejecting. And at this point, I'm cautious of this pre-market high and how it rejected there. So I move my stop up to trail it. I don't know. I mean, obviously that was a bad decision in hindsight, but it was what, 1.4 R? And it broke above the highs of pre-market highs. So I put my stop under here where this delta divergence formed. And I thought it was a decent stop because I was thinking about having my original stop here instead of under this B shape. But I also felt like because now it's breaking above this high volume node here, if it came back, it should support at around 50s or 48s. And it shouldn't come down to 46s. But obviously I was wrong, and it came down to 46. Stopped me out, but never hit 43. And starts bouncing. So at this point, I'm just laughing. I have no idea what's going on with this market. I'm just watching it just go and towards my target. And I honestly was going to be done for the day. Yeah, it was a 6-point stop. I reduced it to a 3-point stop, and I guess I paid for that. But yeah, I mean, both of these longs, I guess, kind of worked out. Hasn't hit 3R yet technically, but it did hit my supply, which was my target. I don't know if I would have held. I mean, I probably would have held for 3R, honestly. I wouldn't have just taken it off at supply. And then this second trade also, I got a similar entry. Didn't quite hit 3R, but it did hit supply. And that would have been 2.5R, which isn't bad. But I don't know if I would have taken it off there. Maybe I would have contemplated seeing that 3-minute high volume shooting star and the 5-minute high volume shooting star. But yeah, if I did that, then it would have been a good trade. Same thing with this if I was still in it. If I took it off at supply, it would have been 2.4R, and that would have been pretty good. But I don't think I would have done that. I probably would have just aimed for 3R and just left it there. So I was gonna be done for the day, but it comes into my supply, and then I suddenly remember that supply. My plan was to short it. So I see this 3-minute high volume shooting star and the 5-minute high volume shooting star, and I decide to short it. I'm looking at this, and RSI is also, we're way above pre-market highs here, but RSI is not. So that was a normal divergence on RSI. I also see this POC at the highs here. And then the other thing was, yeah, it wasn't really much of a P shape, but yeah. But there was the high volume shooting stars, the RSI divergence, and then the POC at the highs here. So when this delta divergence forms, I enter one contract. Just trying it out here. Almost got stopped out immediately, but 7165 was holding. So it came up, lots of buyers came in there, but rejected, came down, and then all of a sudden selling started coming in, and I was in profit here. But 52 was my 2R, and just 53 was just holding. Holding too well, honestly. But it comes back up to 65 again, holds again, all these buyers get absorbed here. Now it's plus 1200 delta. I honestly was going to put my stop at these highs here, where it formed the 65, where it rejected before. I was going to put it at 65 and 3/4, but I said, you know, I'm saving 3 ticks. However, I'll just put at the highs. I didn't want to get ticked out or anything. And if I did put it at 65 and 3/4, I would have gone ticked out. And would have been 3 losses, not 2 losses and a break even. But it holds again, 7165. Forms a giant delta divergence and a P shape, and starts heading back down. But now at this point, we tried once here at 53s, and then again at 53s it bounces with a 20 range delta divergence here. And then it comes back up, rejects, but 53s hold again forming a 20 range delta divergence here. And then I think on the 4th time it actually hits 52, my 2R level, and then it comes back up. At this point I'm at break even, so I'm out. But then it starts coming back down, and my emotions are all kinds of whack. But yeah, never hit my 3R target. Even 2R would have been decent, but yeah, I would have gone stopped out anyways. So yeah, very choppy type of day. Got stopped out of longs here when it worked out to my supply target. Same thing here. I moved up my stop. I don't know. Maybe I just shouldn't move up my stop. I've been trying it because I feel like I can minimize my losses by doing that, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's doing very well, honestly. I could technically still be in that first trade, aiming for 3R, but I don't know. That I would have probably gone stopped out at break even here. But overall, my plan to long value area high worked out. My plan to short supply worked out. Just too choppy to I guess capitalize on it. It sucks that my thesis worked out, but I just couldn't profit off of it.